one instead of thicker than you. How could I ever let your words affect me? They say hip-hop is dead, I'm here to resurrect me. Mars is too.
Hey, KKFR, Mayor Phoenix is Power 98.3, Jx3 up in there. Been talking to you about it for about the last hour. Told you that at 4 o'clock, which is right now, if you synchronize your time X, you understand what I'm saying? We're going to have a conversation with Common, and that's exactly what it's going to be. Common is on the phone right now. We're going to talk to him about a lot of different things, you know what I'm saying? Just life stuff, and just sit back and have a convo. So I invite you to come and chill out with us right now. It is me, it is you, and on the phone, 5 on the black-hand side for one of the coldest to ever do this thing, and I mean do it for real. I'm talking about Common. What's up, homie?
Jay, what's up, Chief?
My brother, how you feeling?
Everything is good, man. How you feeling?
You know how I go, man. Ups, downs, peaks, valleys, and all of that, but it is what it is, man. Yo, let me start by saying this, dog. I need to give proper respect, dude, not only for the tenure of your career, but the things that you've meant to the game as a whole. You know what I'm saying? In terms of coming to the game with the music that you've come with, also with the presence that you've come with. You know what I'm saying? So on behalf of the whole hip-hop community that can't talk to you face-to-face, I want to thank you for everything that you've given to our lifestyle, man. That's real.
Man, thank you. That's a high honor, what you just said, and I really, really value that and appreciate it, so thank you for that.
Absolutely, man. When you come from a situation where, you know, you were raised by hip-hop, and people who actually know what I'm talking about can feel me right now. See, you get raised by your parents and your schooling and all that, but when you were raised by hip-hop, like I was raised by hip-hop, Common is one of the people that influences you in a major way, and not only with the music you listen to, but just in terms of the way that you think, because of the method of music and hip-hop that you've come with. It's always been positive. It's always been proactive, you know what I mean? And it's always been uplifting. I think that's one of the things that the game tends to miss from time to time, you know what I'm saying? But we can always look back and look for whatever comes from you to be able to replenish that in us, man. So that's a big thing, you know what I'm saying? And with that said, the new album, The Dreamer, The Believer, is one of those type of situations that I'm talking about, man. And so I want you to talk real quick about the premise of it, some of the music on it, what inspired you to write some of these songs and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, man, The Dreamer, The Believer really was inspired by my love for hip-hop music, and love for the culture, and just how I love music. So I just went in there and created the music the way I feel it. I worked with No ID, who's also an incredible love and has an incredible, revere for hip-hop.
Yeah, in fact, for those who are not aware, No ID is pretty much solely responsible for Kanye West coming to the forefront and getting seen the way he did to eventually get his deal with, you know, Rockefeller and all that. So just so you got a little history, you know what I mean? Go ahead, dog.
So we was in there like, man, let's make an album that brings that spirit of hip-hop the way we know it to sound, and it can still be fresh and new and have, still be up to date, but, you know, you still want to make music that is timeless. So that's what we went in there and just made an album that really captured the spectrum of what hip-hop is about. And that means the raw street, that means the love aspect, that means the fun, celebrate songs, you know, and all those things are part of me. So we created an album that really captures the full spectrum of hip-hop.
As a hip-hop artist myself, man, I know that a lot of times, you know, when you're trying to formulate a project, whether it's a mixtape, whether it's an album, whatever it is, a lot of times, you know, the stuff that you deal with on a daily basis will always be inspiration for picking up the pen later on that day or later on that night in the studio or whatever. Are you still, even at this point in your career and after all the music that you've made, because realistically, man, let's be real, you don't have nothing to prove to the game. You know what I'm saying? That day has been way far gone a long time ago. You don't have anything to prove. But the question is, are you still at the point as an artist, man, where the things that you deal with on a regular basis are things that when you get home from the day, you just pick up the pen and start talking about those type of things? Or is it more of like a process to you based off what you think people are looking for from you?
No, it's more about my experience and what my creative imagination comes up with. Because I don't feel as a hip-hop artist you should just write just because you think this is what people want to hear.
Exactly.
You gotta create music from you and just be in tune with people enough and know aware of what life is about, that you will be able to write something that is relative to people.
Exactly.
So I write from my experiences. I write from the way that I see and view the world and view things. And you know, my hunger for hip-hop is still there. Yeah. That's what, you don't hear me come with an album for a while because it may be I got to wait till I'm hungry to make an album.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really I'm about to make some stuff. I'm excited and enthused about it.
That's the secret to why all your songs actually mean a lot of things, is because some people put projects out because, you know, they got to pad their pockets or, you know, the label will be on them or whatever the situation is. But it's always like you take your time to do it, you know what I'm saying? And based off of the things that you're dealing with. And I think that's what makes authentic music. And I think that's the difference.
It definitely is great to have music that is inspired, man. And just people feel that. They resonate. I use Kanye as a good example because, you know, he always talks about his life experiences and things that he goes through. He'd be like, man, he killed that verse.
Yep.
That's what, you know, I came up doing that. That's what I've been doing throughout my career. It's like, if I'm dealing with abortion, I might rap about it, man. If I'm dealing with, like, being in love, I might rap about it. If I'm dealing with a battle and I'm mad at somebody, then I'm going to rap about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to express it, through art and through expression like that. So, yeah, I think those songs resonate with people more.
Comment on the phone with Jx3. One thing I want to talk to you about also, I have there's a lot of ladies out there listening right now, man. And one thing that I really respect you for, especially considering the climate of the game right now, is your repeated, articulated respect for women. In the atmosphere that we live in now, you know, a lot of music you hear is just, it's kind of like, you know, man, testosterone, you know what I'm saying? Let me hit it, let me this, that, and the other. But you always come with a respectful message for women that are respecting themselves. And I want you to be able to tell people where you get that from and why it's so consistent with you.
Well, you know what? I got that from the respect that I have for my mother and what my mother instilled in me, and the women that I was around. They held themselves in a high respect, and I had to hold them in a high respect. You know, I look at women and see, shoot, I mean, the women are the closest thing to God. You know, they give birth to our children. And they, you know, and women are just beautiful creatures. They're beautiful ladies, man. And so it's like you treat them with respect. And I think we gotta, you know, as a people, we want our women to feel good about themselves. You know, just for our society. That's why I hold women in that high place, in that high regard, and I treat them, you know, with love and respect.
I'm glad you touched on the fact that your upbringing and your mom, because I'm the same way. It's like when you come from a family full of strong women, full of women that hold things together, there's no way in hell that you can go out there and start disrespecting those that are just like them.
Well, I think, you know, I try not to, what I do is like look at it like, just like you said, we were blessed to have good women in our lives. Some people didn't.
No, that's true. That's very true.
So I kind of, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt and say, if that's what your upbringing was and you just didn't know no better, well, we're going to show you a different example of where, you know, you could treat a woman. And then at that point, you should take heed to it. You know, you got at some point got to make a transition, because at some point you're going to come across a good woman in your life.
Right.
You definitely want to, and you shouldn't be calling her out her name, especially if that's a reflection of you.
Exactly.
So, you know, and you want her to feel respected and loved. So we're doing our best to keep the women in high regards and keep uplifting their spirits and who they are.
What's next for you? What's the next thing when you wake up in the morning you say, I haven't done that yet? What's that for you?
I would say I want to produce films and produce television, but I really want, as an artist, I want to achieve some Oscars. I want to achieve Emmys. I want to, you know, get a Tony Award eventually. I want to open up schools in different cities, different schools that's going to, you know, be like really inspirational for young people. I want to do those great things in the world.
Dig that. And that's a perfect example right there, homeboy, of when you know where you want to go, all you got to do at that point is put the groundwork together to get there. And it sounds like you always do that. And that's the reason why you always are, you know, progressive and reinvent yourself and always successful, man. And for that, you know, everybody in the community, man, thanks you and has great respect for comments. So we appreciate you calling, my dude. And, you know, anything we can do for you here, you know, it's a done deal. So.
Oh, man, thank you for that, man. It's been a great conversation with you. And I just want to say, Jay, you know, re-encourage the people to go support the Dream of the Believer, man. The album is out right now. And, man, it's a great piece of music, great piece of art. And I thank y'all for supporting me in Phoenix. I got so much love for Phoenix, and I always love coming out there. So y'all will see me out there soon promoting the album, The Dream of the Believer, and performing. And also the show Hell on Wheels is on AMC every Sunday night. Thank y'all for supporting me. Thank you for everything, Jay.
Mars is too sexy to even make songs like these. That's why the raw don't know your name. Like Alicia Keys, too many featured MCs and producers is popular. 12,000 spins, nobody got the cop in a album. How come you the hot garbage of? The years clear, your image is looped up. Label got you souped up, telling you sick when you